For centuries, one name has loomed over the world of global finance, political influence, and vast wealth: Rothschild. From humble beginnings in a Frankfurt ghetto to controlling international banking networks across Europe, the Rothschild family has built a financial empire that continues to captivate the imagination and fuel speculation about their true power and influence. With a rumored net worth of up to $2 trillion, control of over 1,800 luxury mansions worldwide, and interests in everything from banking to wine production, the Rothschilds have managed to create generational wealth on a scale that most royal families can only dream of. Their annual income is estimated to be a staggering $390 billion, eclipsing even the tech titans of Silicon Valley. Today, we pull back the curtain on one of history's most enigmatic dynasties. How did a single family amass such extraordinary wealth? What strategies did they employ to maintain their power across generations? And in a world where transparency is increasingly demanded, how has this family managed to operate with such discretion for over 200 years? In the cramped Judengasse of Frankfurt, where Jewish families lived packed 30 to a dwelling behind locked gates, Meyer Amschel Rothschild was born in 1744 to a humble money changer. Despite losing his parents as a boy, Meyer's financial genius flourished under mentorship in Hanover. By 1764, he returned to Frankfurt armed with expertise in rare coins and an ambition that would reshape global finance. Fortune smiled on Meyer when he secured a position as court agent to Prince William of Hesse-Kassel in 1769, opening doors to royal circles and unimaginable opportunities. As his business grew, Meyer executed his master stroke, positioning his 5 sons across Europe in a strategy later known as the 5 Arrows. Each son took a different financial capital: Frankfurt, London, Paris, Vienna, and Naples, creating Europe's first multinational banking network. They developed a revolutionary private courier system that delivered market intelligence faster than government communications, giving them an unprecedented advantage in an age when information traveled at horseback speed. Nathan, the most brilliant of the brothers, established the London operation that became the family's crown jewel. During the Napoleonic Wars, he smuggled gold through France to finance Wellington's army, cementing the Rothschilds' reputation for discretion and reliability in international affairs. Their success wasn't merely fortunate timing, but resulted from revolutionary business principles: information supremacy, political connections, strategic government lending, and diversification beyond banking into mining, railways, wine production, and real estate. Family unity was preserved through strategic marriages, often between cousins. By the mid-19th century, the family owned 1,800 luxury properties worldwide and had financed the Suez Canal Purchase, Brazilian independence, and Cecil Rhodes's ventures. From a ghetto beginning, the Rothschilds had transformed into kingmakers whose influence extended to the farthest reaches of the global economy. The 20th century brought unprecedented challenges to the Rothschild empire. The rise of nationalism, 2 world wars, and anti-Semitism threatened their business model of international cooperation. During World War II, the Nazis seized Rothschild properties across occupied Europe. The Austrian branch was forced to sell its banking operation for a fraction of its value. In France, their assets were confiscated during the German occupation. After the war, socialist policies in countries like France further threatened their holdings, with the French Rothschild Bank nationalized under President François Mitterrand in 1982. Perhaps their most significant missed opportunity was their failure to establish a significant presence in the United States market. As Evelyn de Rothschild would later admit, "We never took the American challenge," and that remains one of our family's most glaring mistakes. The modern Rothschild dynasty. Despite these setbacks, the Rothschild family has maintained significant wealth and influence into the 21st century. While their operations are more transparent today, their talent for discretion means the true extent of their wealth remains difficult to quantify. Key figures in the modern dynasty include Jacob Rothschild. The 4th Baron Rothschild oversees RIT Capital Partners with an estimated net worth of $5 billion. As British peer and investment banker, he left N.M. Rothschild & Sons in 1980 after a family disagreement, demonstrating the independent streak that has characterized many family members. David Mayer de Rothschild. With a reported net worth of $10 billion, this environmental advocate carries his middle name from the dynasty's founder. Unlike previous generations, he has embraced a more public profile, sailing the world on a boat made of plastic bottles to advocate for sustainability, blending the family's wealth with modern environmental concerns. Lady Lynn Forrester de Rothschild, American-British entrepreneur and CEO of E.L. Rothschild LLC, with a personal fortune exceeding $670 million. Her roles on the boards of The Economist and various international councils reflect the family's continued influence in media and global affairs. James Rothschild. Born in London in 1985 to the late Amschel Rothschild and Anita Patience Guinness, he's now married to Nikki Hilton, sister of Paris Hilton, creating a union between old European banking wealth and American hospitality fortune. As founder and managing partner at True Arrow Partners with a net worth of $1.3 billion, he represents the family's adaptation to technology investment. Today's Rothschild business empire encompasses Rothschild & Company, a global financial services company controlled through the complex structure of Rothschild Continuation Holdings since 2003, with Baron David René de Rothschild at the helm. RIT Capital Partners, a leading investment trust on the London Stock Exchange with net assets exceeding $2 billion. Edmund de Rothschild Group. Established in 1953, this private banking institution oversees approximately $200 billion, specializing in serving ultra-high net worth families. Agora Oil and Gas, purchased by Lord Rothschild for $370 million and now valued at $1.4 billion, demonstrating their continued acumen in resource investment. Numerous wine estates. Their 160-year presence in winemaking has given them control of 70% of Europe's wine market, generating over $16 billion annually, including the prestigious Chateau Mouton Rothschild, worth between $150 to $200 million. Their investment portfolio includes stakes in tech giants like Meta, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Starbucks, Visa, Bloomberg, Bank of America, Johnson & Johnson, JP Morgan Chase, PepsiCo, and dozens of other blue-chip companies. Beyond these public investments, they maintain substantial currency reserves, approximately $20 billion in US dollars, $6 billion in Japanese yen, and 33 billion euros. Beyond the counting houses and banking halls where they amassed their fortune, the Rothschilds wove themselves into the fabric of European society through extraordinary acts of philanthropy and the creation of architectural wonders that still captivate the world today. From the earliest days of their prosperity, they remembered their roots. Synagogues rose from their generosity. Hospitals opened their doors to the needy, and schools educated the children of communities that had once locked their own ancestors behind ghetto walls. Nathan's youngest daughter, Louise, alongside her 7 daughters, managed 30 charitable foundations in Frankfurt alone, ranging from orphanages to funds for destitute photographers. In London and Paris, they pioneered social housing, while in Israel, they funded agricultural settlements that introduced new crops like grapefruit and avocado, helping to establish the young nation's economic foundation. The family's love of beauty manifested in an art collection valued at $2 billion, encompassing everything from 17th century Dutch masters to contemporary works. Many of these treasures, some 60,000 pieces, they eventually donated to museums worldwide, allowing the public to share in what their wealth had preserved. Their homes, however, truly embodied their extraordinary position in society. Waddesdon Manor stands in Buckinghamshire like a Loire Valley chateau transplanted to the English countryside. Built for Baron Ferdinand de Rothschild between 1874 and 1885, what once cost £1.8 million now commands a value of £250 million. Inside rests Marie Antoinette's writing desk and a gold bracelet bearing Queen Victoria's face, a gift from the monarch herself. Nearly 500,000 visitors wander its halls each year, marveling at a private home that rivals royal palaces. In France, Baron James de Rothschild commissioned Château de Ferrières in 1859, creating the largest chateau in the country. Its 80 guest suites welcomed European royalty, while its library of 8,000 volumes reflected the family's intellectual aspirations.